What altcoins are going to be taking over in this bull run? Constellation DAG, Solana, Chainlink, Aerodrome. Oh man, we have so much on the horizon right now. Bitcoin showing some strength. Are we going to see a super bullish April? Are we going to see more chop, or is the market going to break down one more time? We've got some things to look at. Everybody, let's get this retweeted out. If you're on X, retweet this. If you're on YouTube, head over to my profile at Kelly Kellum or at Academy BitLab and hit that retweet button. Show some love. We are going to be going live here in just about 5 seconds. I am just getting this reposted out. Let's go ahead and dive into this now that everything's gone. We got the market setting up for everything we've been waiting on, everybody. So let's be positive. Let's be grateful. Let's dive into it. Bitcoin is setting up, and we're seeing altcoins get the signals that we want and partnerships across the board. ETFs, movements with Blackrock, what's going on with Trump and World Liberty Finance. We saw a massive pump in CRO today. Constellation DAG and Link, amongst many other people, are at the DC Summit going in there today. They have that conference tomorrow. What does that mean for what we're seeing in the markets? Because when we dive into this, it's feeling good. It's looking good, but this is a bit of a bearish signal maybe in the near term that we have this essentially kind of a bear flag, either if not, then basically a rising wedge or a rising channel. They play out the same ways on a statistical basis that suggest that this could be breaking down. What levels are we watching? We're going to be getting into that. We're going to be talking about Ethereum. We got to look through a couple of these other coins like Solana. Look at this nice movement here. Chainlink, are we about to get that next move up, chop before liftoff? CRO getting a nice move to the upside. How many of you hold CRO? We got to pay attention to what's going on there. Of course, Aerodrome with massive news. And I cannot believe that this is still sitting down here in this sort of floor formation. Of course, Constellation DAG still looking wonderful as well on the scheme of things. Are we setting up for that next leg up? How are you all doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the family. If this is your first time here, I can guarantee you it's not going to be your last time. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. My name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the family. Shout out to our channel partners, CoinW, LBank, and Arculus. We got all the links down in the description below if you want to participate. We got some big things coming for everybody that's partners are joining and with our subscription links there for different stuff with a joined massive Discord for everybody all in one place with all the signals in one place from Joshua, Jake to DZ, me here at BitLab, Drew from Blockchain Basement. Really big things coming in that regard. Now, when we're looking at everything going on in this market, it's feeling good that we're finally seeing some green here on the daily. We're not yet seeing it on the monthly, but we're starting to see that trickle up from having, this was all green a second ago, but having green through, across the board, across multiple timelines. We really want to see this monthly start getting green as well. We will already be pushing up in a nice way on the market once this happens, but we're seeing the signals. I mean, look at all this green. When we come over here and we look at the crypto, let's go ahead and reload this. Coin market cap right now is $2.88 trillion. Bitcoin sitting here with the dominance at roughly, where is the dominance? 60% dominance on Bitcoin. Are we going to start seeing some of that dominance bleed, or are we going to start seeing a lot of institutions pouring in to Bitcoin, maintaining that dominance while also seeing altcoins pump? We got a lot to talk about today. We got Seth Shepard in the house, Granny's Garden, Steve O loves DZ and AI agents. What's up, brother? Bigley, I'm feeling grateful. Bigley today. That's right. Chris Pfaff, Alexander G, Mike Rochburns, Quarter Crawler, Cheese Puff Guru. Hey, man, I used to eat so many cheese puffs, Cheetos. I used to love it. I used to make American sushi, which was bologna or ham rolled around Cheetos and pretzels. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Green Day Profits, how you doing? How's everybody feeling today? We got about 500-600 people here between Twitter and X. How you doing? Let me know what you're grateful for today. Let's start out with some positivity, because remember, everything we do in this world is all balanced to how we're perceiving what's going on. If we're a victim, then we perpetually become more of a victim. What you focus on grows. Where your attention goes, so that also grows. So let's pay attention to what we're grateful for today, and also that we're here in these markets, right? We are ahead of 6-7 billion people out here wondering why it's not pumping immediately when we're seeing all the signs of bullishness to be coming in the very near future, and for a long time. We got to be patient here when we're staring at the 15-minute chart or the daily, but it's all setting up to our benefit. And some of those things that we're talking about are like this: the CME Group and Google today announced that they are piloting solutions for seamless and secure wholesale payments. That's boring. Who gives a shit? Oh, and tokenization of assets. Google moving into the tokenization of assets. This is probably among one of the biggest stories out there. Let me go ahead and repost this. Among the biggest stories in crypto this year, and yet no one is paying attention. Tokenization of assets. Let's go. You are not bullish enough. Enough. Bitcoin, RWAs, altcoins, blockchain. It's winning season. Share. All right, now we got to make sure people are getting the proper news about what's going on, because this is not the only bullish story of the day, everybody. This is not the only bullish story of the day. Let's go ahead and hit that like button on that. And that is from Stock Market News right here. Evan, make sure you go give them a follow. Always great content coming out of their account. So big shout out to them. But then we saw this yesterday. I'm sure you've seen it in some other places, but I got some thoughts on this. Real Donald Trump's media company, Trump Media, parent company of True Social, has announced a partnership with Crypto.com to launch a series of ETFs and ETPs. Now, you do notice that if you come over here and look at Crow got a nice little pump out of this, but this is so much bigger than news for Crow. This is Trump going essentially all in on crypto. Not only are they basically launching this partnership with True Social, the parent, Trump's media company, the parent company of True Social, partnering with Crypto.com to launch a series of ETFs and ETPs comprised of digital assets as well as securities with Made in America focus. So that's, if you come back over here to Coin Market Cap and you come to category, or well, let's see, where's the Made in America? USA, boom, right here. We got a long list of coins, everything from XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Stellar, Hedera, Sui. I mean, there's a lot of coins that are in this list that are very likely get, probably some ETF indexes of different altcoins. I can't imagine there's going to be every individual ETF for every different Made in America coin. It's going to be an index, and it'll be balanced most likely. This is how they do these. The top cap, aka the ones with the largest market caps, will have the largest percentage allocation. But then you have other things that we're going to be getting in here in a second, with things like Constellation DAG, amongst other coins that are going to be, really set up, especially with where they're at currently in the market. Like you look at Constellation DAG, about 4.5 cents, and you look at this on the weekly and realize so much room to go. And this is probably among the best setup in the Made in America coins, because they have partnerships ongoing with the Department of Defense, U.S. Transcom, U.S. Air Force. Panasonic is launching their token on top of Constellation DAG. We also have the Alchemy DEX that is exchange that is also on DAG as well. There's so many different things going on with this, and they are among those people that are at the DC Summit, which we're going to get into here more in a second. But this is incredible. The products will include Bitcoin, Crow, and other crypto assets are set to launch later this year, pending regulatory approval. So this means not only do we have these things coming out, but there's going to be a persistence of news media that comes out that covers these moving forward, especially those that get dubbed, that get included in these ETFs and ETPs. Now remember, the US is ETFs, which is an ETP, electronically traded fund, and ETP, electronically traded product. So it's not just the word ETF we need to pay attention to, because these things are going to also be, one, looking for regulatory approval here in the US, but also different exchange-traded products that are released across the European Union, in Asia, Africa, the African different countries, Australia, but it's going to probably focus on the major markets first. Japan's starting to move into the crypto world in a big way. So there's a lot coming, and this is sort of a ground-shaking swell that really shows how locked in to being integrated in the blockchain and crypto ecosystem. And it's not just that, there's so much going on with what Donald Trump's doing, but there is some sort of FUD out there regarding CRO, talking about your team just reissued 70 billion CRO a week ago that was previously burned forever in 2021. 70% of the supply, and went against the community wishes as you control majority of the supply. So this is from ZachXBT that's kind of suggesting that these coins are supposed to be burned. Now they're being reissued. So while this is very potentially good for CRO with that partnership with Donald Trump, this is also showing that there's a little, I'm guessing that there's going to be a little bit of a hesitation with big money players getting involved with this, or people that are very aware of what's going on in the crypto ecosystem. But then again, not that many people out there are like you and I, are like all the other people here on BitLab watching, or that watch Discover Crypto, or watch Blockchain Basement, or watch Frankie Candles, or watch these other, pay attention to Altcoin Daily, and watch these other channels and news providers and analysis that look into token supply, that understand what's going on with token burns and market cap and the issuance and control of these projects. Decentralized versus centralized, all this. So while this is good, I don't want to say, I'm not going to hate on CRO at all. I would say I would be aware that there are some other FUD narratives going on at the same time. Now, is this a necessary FUD? Is this something that's actually bringing awareness to something that people should pay attention to? Well, ZachXBT is known for going out there and on-chain sleuthing and really uncovering things that are going on in a potentially negative way. So be aware of that and realize that this is also at Chris. Chris is one of the founders of Crypto.com, and he has blocked ZachXBT. So maybe there's more to the story. Maybe there's not. Just be aware of that, putting it on your radar. Then we also see BlackRock broadens its blockchain-supported money market fund to include Solana. So Solana is getting a lot of love. Yesterday, Polymarket announced that they're going to be opening those basically capital channels for Solana on Polymarket. Polymarket was on Polygon, which is ERC20. And Solana is getting a lot of love lately from major players in government as well as institutions. So it's worth noting that BlackRock, also the largest asset manager in history, also making their stride into the crypto ecosystem with the Bitcoin spot ETF that launched last year, January 11th. But this is this is another sort of positive dub for Solana. In addition to that, we also see BlackRock launching a Bitcoin ETP in Europe, much like we were talking about a second ago, electronically traded product similar to ETF being launched in Europe. So it's just, and I want you all to realize, not all things are the same in every country. We have the ETFs here in the US. We have a lot of different regulation and changing of regulation with what's going on, especially with this new administration. But there's many places in the world, London. If anybody's here from London, let me know in the live chat. There's issues where there's a limitation of how much money you can utilize each month that transfers to crypto. I think it's like $3,000 or something, that you're limited with how much exposure you can get and how much of your money you can utilize to invest in the crypto market. Now, there's other ways around that, I'm sure, but it's not the same across the board. So something like a Bitcoin ETP, which would be traded in the traditional market mechanisms, the traditional marketplace, TradFi, may give more capital channels. And shout out to everybody that's tuned in wherever you're from. Let's do that. We haven't done it in a while. Everybody type in what city and state or what city and country you are tuned in from. Let's see how far and wide this is going. We got about 780 people here between the two platforms. So big love to everybody that is here. Now let's get back into it. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. Now, next thing up, $230 billion plus stablecoin market cap. It's not just a number. We're hitting incredible new highs on stablecoins. Why does this matter? It's a signal. This is from Nick from Coin Bureau, one of the founders over there, and really nice guy as well. He says this $230+ billion in stablecoin market cap signals fresh money flowing into crypto, rising investor confidence, and a regulatory tide that's turning pro-innovation. In other words, a ton of buying power is sitting on exchanges ready to ape into Bitcoin and other legitimate crypto altcoins. This largest expansion, this latest expansion of stablecoins is attributable to increased institutional participation, a welcome development. Hell yeah, that's a welcome development. Bring the money, bring the buying pressure. I'm here for it. We've been stacking. If you've been stacking, let us know you've been stacking. Just type in stacking here in that in the live chat, whether you're watching on X or on YouTube, because I know I've been stacking. I've been holding patient. It's to try to shake you off. But I'm here for it, baby. My heels are dug in. We got, was that GA, Georgia in the US? We got Hong Kong. Shout out Rafiq Ghafoor from Hong Kong. You got to give us a lowdown on Hong Kong. Right? There's speculation that Hong Kong and China have been basically aligning to figure out, basically buying crypto. Also get a gold-backed stablecoin that is also tied in with the yuan. So it's not just US dollar dominance, US dollar stablecoin dominance. There's a lot of pressures that are coming to play right now with all this new regulatory movement, as well as Trump's involvement and engagement with the crypto ecosystem. The tide is going to shift very quickly. When it shifts, most people are going to get left behind. I don't want you guys to be left behind. But we also see Denver, Colorado, Iowa, Canadian Connect. We got some Canadians in here. All right. Branch, GA, Houston, Texas. Shout out. Hey, I'm born and raised, born in San Antonio, raised in Houston. Shout out to Jacksonville, Bay Area, El Paso, Texas people. Kyle, Texas. What's up out there with the A&M? I see you. We got people all over. San Antonio. There you are, Dylan K. Albany. We got, there we go. We got fam from all over. There we go. But this is great. Seeing the stable coins rising, new all-time highs at the same time, global liquidity is ticking to the upside. We have record. Let me say this again. Do you understand? We had record levels of stable coins, AKA dry powder, ready to be deployed to buy in this market. At the same time, we're having global liquidity pushing to the upside. We have basically the quantitative tightening that has just been putting pressure on the markets. It's now being scaled back by 80% from the Fed. We have quantitative easing that's on the horizon later on this year, maybe early next year. But even the reduction and this suppression on the market, the tariffs that are now, there's more clarity around that not all of them are going to be enacted on April 2nd. And we have record level of institutions just doing everything they can to cross their T's and dot their I's to get situated in how they're going to interact with stablecoins, with crypto services or products. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. So stack, hold on for dear life, because this market is about to rip and I'm here for it. I know you all are too. Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where I was when I was in the military. Kirtland Air Force Base, baby. So shout out to you, Green Day Prophets. We got Manawak in the house, Crypto Stevo. We got the fam jam is here. Now, coming back over here, we also, despite all the hope about bullishness, let's look at the data. We see this selling pressure is decreasing. This is selling pressure, sell it smaller each time, okay? On this pullback that we've had since February all the way into what we're seeing here, we're getting a reduction in how much selling pressure there is at a time where we're coming into reduced selling pressure just on the markets in general and more money on the sideline than we've ever had that's in the crypto market because it's in stablecoin, ready to deploy. So shout out to Quentin Francois for posting this chart. Great chart. And then we see right here, long-term holders have been steady accumulation. They've been in steady accumulation since February 23rd. The 30-day accumulation rate is now near 6%, and the rate of this change is growing as well. Since late February, it has exhibited a daily increase averaging about 7%. So we're getting a steady uptick of the long-term supply ratio, and this is good. Long-term holders are stronger hands in the market. Short-term holders are nervous Nancy's just capitulating every time they get a little fearful bone in their body. And then we see that's basically, look at this, the hash rate. Hash ribbons flashing. Let's come over this, and I have it marked out on the chart. It's this chart right here. These are each time the hash ribbons flashed, and let's look at how this looks on the chart. Well, right here it flashed. We did get one more sell-off. Boom. They ended up being essentially a Wyckoff spring. Wyckoff is a trading pattern that has been around since the late 1800s or early 1900s. What do you mean? Bitcoin wasn't around. Yeah, but people have been trading assets all the way long ass time ago. In fact, these candles themselves are essentially a legacy from when Japanese people and Japanese traders and markets were trying to track the price of rice over time, throughout the day and over weeks. You don't believe me? Look it up. I have a whole course on all this, everything from trading to candles to patterns to signals to all of this in the BitLab Academy. So I've looked into this, but now we're looking at this on Bitcoin. And what are we seeing with this? We saw the hash ribbons flash, which has to do with the 30 and 60-day moving averages of basically miners, right? What's going on with miners, which have been historically pretty good at predicting what's happening in the market. So this is kind of irrelevant. We can delete this. The hash ribbons flashing. Why is this? We're on the daily. There we go. There we go. So we got a hash ribbon flashing right here, option V. But what we see right here, this preceded, boom, this large move up. In this case, didn't really give much of a signal other than the fact that we are likely coming in to the end of the accumulation, which we did. We got a big washout down, then we got a higher low breakout. So we got a double hash ribbon buy signal there. This doesn't mean immediately that it's just going to go up, because we also see right here, it signaled kind of the end of this accumulation, boom, on this move right here. Then we accumulated sideways, boom, miners stopped selling, which is kind of somewhat what this is looking at, and the strength of miners on network, the hash power. And what we see here is, boom, we got this move from this point here. Oops, let me come here, measure this to that. That is 186% move to the upside afterwards. And then we got that one right here where we had the sell-off from FTX, accumulation mode. And then right on this, we can actually move this over just a touch, right about right there. That's right. I'm looking at where this red flips green, which is right here. See this right here? Boom. And we'll measure it from here just to be a little bit less greedy. About a 47% move on that. But the point is, we even caught it right here on the sell-off, and then boom, it was a little late here, but we still had a large move up from this point here, about 50% move up. Then we had another one right here. Let's zoom out right here. Boom. We have another, 228% move from here right here. This was just about a 30% move. The point being, buying pressure and selling pressure based on the activity of miners on network. So we're getting some signals here. We can delete these lines. Oh, we'll leave them there for now. We're getting some signals here. That is good. Bitcoin hash ribbon flashes buy signal. This is the most reliable buy indicators. Significant price gains have followed 7 out of the last 7 times this indicator triggered. So we got to be stop being so emotional that we had some sell-off and some accumulation. It's like, why isn't it going up every single day? Come on, guys, take advantage of when that happens. And this is what I'm talking about. This is tomorrow. There's a dinner tonight with the Digital Chamber. That's what the DC is. It's also in DC. But the Blockchain Summit, and this is a seismic shift of what we're seeing here. Now, I'm not affiliated with them at all, but this is just something that's important to look at. We're talking about blockchain. We're talking about crypto. We're talking about how these things can meaningfully be integrated into not only government agencies and systems to bring transparency to things, but also make things more efficient. And you scroll down at a crypto conference, and what do we see? I mean, look at these. This is all government officials, government, mostly Republican, and props to some of the Democrats that are there. It should be as bipartisan as possible because this is so incredible. And then you start scrolling down and then you start seeing, basically, founder of Vault 12, Wyoming Stable Token Commission, Solidus Labs. We got Tether. We got the Digital Chamber, blah, blah, blah. Fathom. We got Digital Chamber, Punch Bowl. We got some other great things in here as well. Let's scroll down. Natalie Brunell. We've had her on the channel here before. Wonderful person. Then we got World Liberty Finances in here. We've got, it's just Panasonic, who's launching on Constellation DAG. Similar Scientific. They have a Bitcoin treasury. We got Arculus. Arculus, shout out to Arculus, by the way. If you want to have the best crypto cold storage solution out there, protect your crypto, protect your future, head over to getarculus.com. you can use code BitLab20, BITLAB20, BitLab20 for 20% off. Head over there, getarculus.com. Shout out to them. But continuing on, who else we got? We got Brian Dixon. I've done a number of different podcasts and interviews with him. Wonderful guy. He's from Off the Chain Capital. We got Benjamin Diggles from Constellation DAG, Bitwise, World Liberty. It's Charles Hoskinson is being a moderator on there. There haven't been listed as any purchases yet from World Liberty Finance or other things, but they've got some major things coming up and brewing, especially with their integrations and what they're doing with Midnight and Bitcoin DeFi and so much going on there. But Zero Hash, Binance, this is what's going on with government officials going to crypto conferences and talking to all these powerhouses from the crypto ecosystem. It's just incredible. Ledger, World Liberty Finance, Invesco, Crypto.com. It's incredible. Charles Hoskinson, co-founder and CEO of Constellation DAG. And so you're wondering where you should be paying attention. Look at Aave, of course, Dapper Labs. Look at the type of people that are on the biggest stage in the world with some of the most important players in the world that are going to shape not only regulation, but also big indication as to, it's a great signal to other companies out there when they're like, what are the trusted chains? Now, not every one of these things is going to be around in 20 years, but when you see the types of players that are out there with this global stage, the DC Summit, the Blockchain Summit, the Digital Asset Summit we had recently, the Made in America coins, it's giving you a good signal as to where you should be looking as to where other major players are talking about. But Ethereum's not anywhere to be seen. But one of the things people need to realize is Ethereum is not dead, everybody. Ethereum and its L2s hold over 80% of the total market share in the RWA sector. So just when we're seeing all these major things going on with all these other chains and Solana's getting all these partnerships, and Ethereum still reigns dominant, not only in market cap, but also in the basically the market cap of all the RWA nature of what's going on. Ethereum is still leading tokenization. I just wanted to point that out. I wouldn't count Ethereum out just yet, everybody. Kelly, what was your job in the U.S. Air Force? I was a crew chief on C-130s, and then I was cross-training for a Special Forces unit when I got hurt and medically retired many years ago now. So Ethereum, guys, do not count Ethereum out. And then we see Chainlink, of course, one of those coins I've listed as one of the top assets. It's my largest altcoin holding. And it's because not just this post right here, where they're also partnering with Abu Dhabi, $635 billion financial hub partners, details. Abu Dhabi, key financial, overseeing 600 blah, 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 has partnered with Chainlink to drive blockchain adoption and regulatory compliance. They're also doing basically tokenizing what's going on with real estate over there as well. Cross-chain interoperability, proof of reserve, smart contract security. I think Chainlink is probably the most undervalued crypto that's out there because of the types of things that's going on with it. The UAE saw a 41% rise in crypto app downloads in 2024. That is a 41% rise in people that are actively not only participating in crypto, but great signal here. ADGM, Abu Dhabi, I don't know what GM stands for, somewhere up here. Growth metrics, maybe? I don't know. Recently recognized Tether's USDC as an accepted digital asset. Dubai approved USDC and Euro C stablecoins under its crypto framework. The world is getting more and more integrated into things going on the blockchain. And then you wonder why Chainlink is so undervalued, because look at this. Chainlink is the hub for enterprise systems, OEV, NFTs, stablecoins, TradFi, governments, cross-chain, tokenized RWAs, Bitcoin BTC Fi, LSTs and LRTs, ETFs, infrastructure, AI, meme coins, GameFi, DeFi. This is that bridge for companies that aren't even doing things on the blockchain. Chainlink is an Oracle network to provide data, trusted data for companies that want to make sure that something isn't even a fraction of a penny off. It's also helping bridging chains, and data between different chains. That's interoperability and cross-chain compliance. It's also partnered and doing things with Swift and DTCC, and quadrillions of dollars a year are going to be running through and basically secured and proven by Chainlink. Proof of reserves. Everybody remember what's going on with Fort Knox? A lot of things I think are going to start be utilizing Chainlink, and it's when that switch flips, it's going to be quick and it's going to be fantastic. And then we see right here, it's not just Chainlink. We see this is he says, "I'll be in DC for Blockchain Summit." This is what we're talking about, that DC Blockchain Summit. I'm ready for Charles Hoskinson to S his pants because of Constellation DAG. And why is this? Dagnum, friend of the channel, we've had him on here many times. I was actually chatting with him this morning, trying to get Benjamin Jorgensen, the founder of DAG, to come on the channel and talk next week because he's giving one of the keynote speeches at this DC Summit. And he said Charles is going to S his pants once he sees how deep Constellation goes with the Department of Defense, U.S. Transcom, U.S. Air Force. I mean, this stuff is, when we talk about where things are going to really start to get integrated, probably some companies or blockchains that already have ongoing partnerships. So that's why I have Constellation DAG on that first image. When you look at the thumbnail, that awesome logo with the American flag, that's the Constellation DAG logo. I just, we have it with the American flag on there because it is the Made in America coin. And then we see this from Constellation DAG. We're excited for the DC Blockchain Summit by Digital Chamber this Wednesday. Constellation's Ben Jorgensen will keynote on how blockchain and DAG technology are set to unlock the trillion-dollar transparency economy. You guys do not know how much data transacts on a daily basis. Just on US Transcom alone, it's something like some petabyte level of data. You guys don't even know what a petabyte is. It is so much data. Petabytes every minute just on US Transcom alone, let alone all the data that needs to be secured for AI. And DAG is in a very, very beautiful position to potentially secure a lot of that. And then we look at where we're at on Bitcoin. Let's go back to this. Bitcoin, especially post-halving, until the market peak has happened, has never broken back below this fair value line that we see right here. See this fair value? It's this middle band. Once this is broken up, it rejects on this yellow band, but look, support all the way up, never breaks down below it. Now this is before the halving, right? So this doesn't count. Post-halving, look at this. Pushes up, never. Post-halving, it's sitting right on the fair value. It's just holding on, launch. What do we see back here? Didn't even come back and touch it. We have just been in this channel building stronger and stronger fundamental cases for the bullishness of this market, while the market has been holding beautifully within this range. Does it mean we have to go up from here? No, but we're seeing stronger fundamental cases for a bullish narrative and capital flow from here. So my argument is, even if, and I'm super bullish, I'm going to go ahead and delete this now, even if we got to move to the downside, and we've marked out reasons why price could come down into here, 62 we could put this up just a touch. I'll put this like this, 60, I'd say mid 60s, all the way up into this, anywhere in this box, I think would be an overwhelmingly holy cow, we get this buying opportunity. So I am prepared if this happens, but the bullish framework for everything right now in this market is suggesting that this is not the more likely outcome. When we go zoom into this and we realize, yes, we got a little bit of a rising channel here. This could come back down and test into here. In fact, I think that would be the most bullish thing for the price to do, for this to roll over, come down, test somewhere in this 85 to 80, mid 85 to lower 85 region, somewhere in this would be the most bullish, because you could flush out some of that leverage we talked about yesterday, then have the move up, boom, 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 something like that. If we don't get that, that's fine. That just means there's more bullishness that we're going to have to watch for the retrace that comes shortly after. If this does, let me boom, boom. There we go. If this price action does just, consolidate sideways here, for instance, and then push up, we can do something like this. But at some point, we're going to have another big-ish washout. We want to pay attention to this low and where that next low is, whether it's here, whether it's up here, regardless. But the things are shaping up more and more bullish, especially with some of the softening on the tariff stance that we had with Trump. Then we see the capital flow has come back and reset, much like I was talking about when this pushed up. We're waiting for this. Why? Because look, we're waiting for that. Boom, the reset, the reset, the reset, the reset. And on the expansion each time with larger amounts of capital flow that really gives you that parabolic move to the upside. We are setting up with such a bullish posture in this market. It is incredible. So let's look at it. Solana. Oh my God, look at this. It's over because it dropped from 295 down to 112. But then you remember, zooming back out, this did a 35x from here all the way up into here. Look at that. 37x if you want to count that, but 35, 37x. It makes sense that we get a little bit of a sell-off. We got it. Great. Kind of peaked right around the inauguration, right about when we had that, just following the Trump coin debacle. But we've had a downtrend here that has been broken. You see this right here. I mean, it's a little bit of a loose, kind of, golly, come here. It's broken out. We got a little bit of it. Look at this. Beautiful. Broke out, a little bit of a retest, looking like it's trying to make the next leg up. And we have the target out of this, which we measured the other day, which pushed us right about where this descending level of resistance and previous support has been, which is right up about the 160 region. If we get rejected there, fine. Let it get rejected, see where the bulls come back in. Meaning if this pushes up into this and we get rejected, retest this zone somewhere right in here, push back up, and then finally break through and get that next leg up into this target. Things are all going according to plan. We just need to be patient, everybody. If we look at Link, it's getting more and more bullish. We have this falling channel. It's trying to break out right now. Look at this. Breakout, retest, break past new high. It doesn't mean it's going to go straight up into the zone because we've got a lot of chop that has happened in this range. In fact, you can take this all the way across. I mean, look, rejection, support, chop through this. But then look at this, rejection, support in here, rejection, support on the top of this. So there's a lot of price interactivity in this level. We want to really pay attention to when this gets up and compresses into this zone or breaks out of this zone and finds some support and continues on, because we still have negative money flow on the daily. But let's get down into the 8 hour and see that this is flipped positive, but it's not a lot. Why? I can tell because this is not flipped like fully blue. This is flipped gray, which means this is what we want to see, the flip and full blue. This flipped and it's just kind of grayish and it's not really giving us much signal at the moment, but this is looking more bullish than not. If we do get another bit of a retest, we can watch this. If this falls back down into here, it's likely coming back down into the 12s, but this is looking more on the bullish posture right now. But Link is setting up. Take opportunities where you can. CRO also coming back over to CRO, broke past this sort of range where, look, we have support in here. We have rejection. We've broken clear through this. Now, if we take this from the breakdown point, option F, come down into this, and look at this. We're right at the golden pocket. Why would it stop there? There's range levels there. Not only the fib retracement target, but also this chop zone right in here. So if this does get a little bit of a rejection, a little bit of a retrace, I'd be looking for an opportunity, somewhere between the 9.6 to 9.3 level. But if this is able to chop in here and form a bull flag, which that's what I'd really like to see, a little bit of consolidation here, then if that bull flag forms and the target is back up here into the 15 cent range, that's another 50% move. But it's not going to happen overnight. We need to let this develop. As it stands right now, it's just two large inefficient candles and a little bit of chop. We want to see where this happens. If this does break out of this, I'd be looking for a little rejection at a little under 11 cents. A little under 12 cents, about 11.8, 11.7. Then we'd like to find support on just this even 11 cent to continue up. But as it stands right now, we just got that jolt. When we get these big jolts, there tends to be a little bit of a sell-off. That's why I'm more inclined to think that we might consolidate here for a little bit. And if we do just consolidate without any new buying pressure, this might fall back down and fill out some of this, which is all these tops are here, the level as well as a 382 fib. The next thing we're looking at, Aerodrome. I thought I saved that. Where's my Aerodrome news? Aerodrome news. Let me see. I thought I had it open. My bad. Aerodrome news is pretty major. Look at this. Aeroplane is about to take off. Why? With over $7 trillion in daily volume, the largest market in the world isn't equities or cryptos. It's foreign exchange. and Base is bringing it on chain. Base, which Aerodrome is the DEX for Base, is bringing basically near $7 trillion market, or at least portions of it, on chain, which will be through Base. With Aerodrome Aerodrome will be the liquidity hub. Foreign exchange traded on chain, tokenized on Base. I mean, and we're worried that this has been in a bullish consolidation, basically this falling channel, just forming this base on the DEX on Base, which is Aerodrome. So what we're looking for here, if this does push up, I will watch this level right here. Why this level? Because I see this support here, this rejection here, this support here. I'm sure there's more. I mean, look at this, comes all the way across. So this would be that level that I'd be watching. If this pushes up, this is going to be a zone to watch. 60 cents might chop in here, but all in all, this is just a great accumulation zone. We look at this. We see the money flow rounding like this. We're getting the momentum wave smaller. We look like it might be. It's not ready to go yet on the 8 hour because we have the stochastics rolled over. But on the daily, let's look at it on the daily. Look at this. The VWAP angled to the upside. Let's look at it with some other signals here. Look at this potential reversal sign on the daily starting to round out. We're above the VWAP. We're barely above the VWAP right now, but above the trend signal line, above this sort of support zone. If this does sort of wash out down, I think anything down here would be an absolute buy. Even here, I think is a buy if you're willing to hold, but I'd be watching this zone right here, the 5.7 to 6 cent zone. If this can break free of that, have any sort of retracement at all with the bulls defending, meaning any sort of retracement confirming, and then that move up, then you're starting to get signs that this is really going to make some moves. And then we already talked about DAG. DAG, very similar, is kind of in a bit of a falling channel. Look at that. Got the reversal signal on that. Got two bullish divergences here on the BitLab trading stack. Indicators. We got a little bit of flat signals here, but mostly bullish on the BitLab trading stack dashboard here for all these signals. Is it in a bullish posture, neutral, or bearish? Well, 4 out of these 6 signals are showing more bullishness than not. So I do think things are coming in rather sexy, rather bullish. We just have to take advantage of what is going on here. Let me go ahead and check. We've got any viewer activity for super chats or new members? No new members, no super chats. Big love to all of you. I appreciate you all. Hope we all having a good day. These markets are starting to get super spicy. We're going to do a member stream this afternoon. By the way, if you're watching on X, make sure you come over here and follow on YouTube so you can participate in some of these things. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the join button. After you hit subscribe, there's a join button. Join, become a member. You'll get access to the afternoon, sometimes morning member streams that we do. Make sure your notifications are on. If you're not a member, at least make sure your notifications are on, because when I post the member streams, sometimes I post them to the public for about 4 or 5 minutes, and you will have, if your notifications are on, you'll get that notification, and then I'll put it back to unlisted. And if you're already in those streams while they're going on, then you get to stay in there. So big love to every single one of you. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to head over to Blockchain Basement now. Show some love over there. Let them know the BitLab fam is here. BitLab fam's ready to jam. Say that. Everybody drop in the Blockchain Basement. Everybody, let's go spam the chat with BitLab fam is ready to jam. It's kind of funny when everybody shows up and does that. But again, shout out to our channel sponsors, LBank, Arculus, getarculus.com. Use code BitLab20 for 20% off. And of course, CoinW. Big love to each and every one of you. That's all I got for today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Let's go. Adios.